right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Ba'ashem. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us the truth, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. We're back here again another Saturday, Lord willing, to edify and to feed the lambs of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. All right, so, you know, as we do, we on the streets prophesying. We got Satan out here. Winds is like fucking what, 20 miles per hour, 30? It's windy. So Lord willing, the audio gets picked up. So, yeah, see, pages all tearing up. It's all right, bro. Good. Yeah, start with Isaiah 30. Isaiah. Use your phone, bro. Yup. Hey, that's why the scriptures say, you know, present your body a living sacrifice.
That's right,
You gotta be out there in the elements, man. You know. Which is ain't really, you know, I mean, it's just windy, windy as hell right now.
Windy as a mug. Windy as a mug.
The audio gets picked up. Yeah, bro.
Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong.
Yeah, woe to them means death to them that go down to Egypt for help. Alright, and trust in chariots, trust in horses because they're many and strong. That's talking about all you people that are going to line up to go down there to them chipping centers to go get that chip. Alright, because little that you know, the rulers of this world is preparing for another phase of this great reset that's about to take place. And I believe you had did a show on it, right? What was that? That was Yashalam, right? You did a show called The Great Reset. Yeah, but you know, that's going into Esau's New World Order. And one of the goals of the elites of the New World Order is to chip everybody, man. Alright, and we've been saying that through the spirit for years, man. Alright, starting with the apostles on down. Alright, the chip is going to be the ultimate way to reset this economy. Alright? What you think, bro?
Yeah, it's pretty bad right now. But where can we go where we could, you know, it could be a little less.
See over there by that building?
Yeah, let's try that.
Either on this side or that side. Let's test it out.
Yeah, let's test it out. Yeah.
This shit right here.
That is crazy.
I feel like the weather people. Alright. Yeah. Alright, brother, yup. Yeah, we had to relocate because of the wind, but, you know, nevertheless, we're back. You got it, brother.
So back in Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not hold back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers.
Now, that's what the Lord is doing now, because the Lord is not slack. All right, the word of the Lord is not slack, man. This year 2020 has been nothing but prophecies, man. All right, just like when you're reading the book of 2nd Ezra, it tells you about the plague is sent and nobody be able to drive it back. Well, the ultimate plague is going to be the missiles. But prior to the missile being shot, you can have smaller plagues that are going to happen here in America. All right, now all these things are being orchestrated through the spirit. You know, whether Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is using Esau and the elites to do it, it's all happening. You know, it's all happening. So the Lord is going to bring judgment on the house of Israel. And Israel is talking about you so-called Negroes, you Latinos, you Native American Indians. All right, you are the people of the Most High. All right, because of your wickedness, the Lord is going to judge the house of Israel.
It says, yet he is also is wise and will bring evil and will not hold back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the house, and against the help of them that work iniquity. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not God.
Yeah, the Egyptians, with the modern day Egyptians, talking about these elites, all right? These Edomites. Because America is modern day Egypt. Now you can call your Revelation 11.
In the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8, it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Those dead bodies is talking about the bodies of the Israelites, man. All right, when you read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, it talks about the valley of the dry bones. You got the Israelites, which those bodies represents the dry bones. Okay, it was dry because it didn't have that sinew, the flesh on it, man. Okay? Now when you think of skull and bones and things of that nature, it symbolizes death. Alright, in America being that place is the shadow, is the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, which is a very famous psalm that people read, but they don't understand that they're talking about America. When King David said, though I dwell in the shadow or the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Okay, because we're dwelling in that valley, man. Which America valley is a lowland, and America is that lowland on all levels, standards, and morals. Okay? So guys,
It says, with spiritually it's both Sodom and Egypt.
yeah, because why is this Egypt, this land, their bodies shall dwell. Read that again, brother.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
The great city. What's the greatest city on earth? America. Isn't that the U.S. dollar the world's reserve currency? That alone should tell you that America is the greatest city on earth.
Oh, all right. That's
You know? That alone should let you know that America is the greatest city on the planet Earth. All
That
nations
is
are
big.
using these currencies, man.
That's clear. You know, yeah, man. We had to seek refuge, y'all. Seek shelter, brother.
Yeah. Let me actually put this on Don't Disturb real quick.
I got the official Gorilla Glue on this joint, so this joint ain't going nowhere, bro.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, read that again,
Yeah,
brother.
that's perfect. That's
Revelation
perfect.
chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, so America's that great
Actually,
city.
bro.
You know, America's that great
so-
city.
No,
Like
no,
we
we
mentioned-
I don't got a thing there.
Like we mentioned, the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. Everybody uses it. Okay? So America's that great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Why is America called Sodom? Because for one, America is the biggest country and the most influential when it comes to promoting homosexuality. You know? They're the most influential when it comes to that, man. They pass laws, they make it legal, they promote the wicked fact that a little child could be in kindergarten, pre-K, and dress up as a girl or decide that he want to be girl during playtime.
Right.
You know, they got story times with trannies and all that shit in libraries, man. America's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Why is it called Egypt? Because the Israelites were brought over here to serve slavery, just like in ancient Egypt, man. Egypt was our longest captivity as well as America. The two longest captivities of the children of Israel is Egypt and America. So America is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt all over again, guys.
This is back in Isaiah chapter 31, verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horse is flesh and not spirit.
Yeah, because that's why the scriptures say, woe to them that trust in Egypt. Because you trust in the carnality. Alright? You people are trusting, matter of fact, the scriptures tell you that who can pull pity a charmer when the serpent bit him.
Right.
Alright, that charmer, okay, is one that plays with a snake. Or think they have a snake tamed and under control, but in all actuality, a snake is a wild beast. Snakes are not meant to be domesticated, man. Doesn't matter if you got a ball python or a damn cobra, which are two total opposites when it comes to temperament with snakes. Okay? You ain't supposed to be trusting something that's designed to be untrustworthy. And in this case, you got our people trusting in the so-called white man. Alright? That is the saying, actions speak louder than words, right? You're gonna trust Esau's words? Get that in Psalms 55?
Right.
You know, you're gonna trust Esau's words or you're gonna trust his actions? Which one?
That's right.
You know, because our people are real docile. Our people are real docile and domesticated, man.
Come.
Yeah?
Now, this is Psalms 55 and 20. He has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that he? That's the so-called white man. He put forth his hand, meaning to lay hold, to touch, to seize, alright, to do harm, to do danger, unto such that have been at peace with him. Starting with the Israelites, man. Alright, mainly Gad and Reuben when Esau came over here to the North, Central, and South America. Because what did they come with? They came with guns. All right, they came with guns. Gad didn't have no guns over here. You know? In fact, the spirit was on it where Gad was. You had some tribes that were fighting back, and some tribes that actually made treaties with this devil. You know? Gad?
He has broken his covenant.
Yeah, he broken his covenant, his agreements. You know? And that's what Esau is known for. Breaking his agreements. Yeah?
It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
So the words of Esau's mouth is smoother than butter, because Esau will go up there and convince you to vote for him to be a president, and a bunch of people go and do it. And in the closet, he's a blood-sucking, child-molesting, rapist, man.
Right.
Pedophile. But then he come up there on the podium and start speaking smooth words and that deception, man. And our people fall right into that, man. That's why they say. That's why Esau, like the scripture says, though he come crouching. You got that? Look, find that and get it. Yup. Yeah. That's Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The scripture say, never trust thine enemy. Yeah. You doing?
Yeah, it says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, so his words are softer than oil because Esau don't speak aggressively, man. Show me any Edomite you know, whether it's on a job site, on the streets, at the park, playing basketball, in the library, wherever. Esau always speak with that soft toned voice, man. Why is that? Because he's like that wild beast, cloaking himself so when the enemy come, he can strike. That's his damn devil for you, man. Yeah.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth.
And now, hold on. The Esau made a book called, 48 Laws of Power, or there's another book. I don't think it was Edomite that wrote it. About the war. What's it called? Art of War.
Oh, Sun Tzu.
Right, yeah,
Sun
Art
Tzu.
of War. That was one of the tactics. And Esau's a very studious. In order to be a devil, in order to be a deceiver, you got to know what the truth is. So Esau studies all things, man. That's why the scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel, because he seeks diligently how to do certain things, mainly to take over his enemy. Now, one of those rules is the element of surprise, all right, or always appear weaker than what you actually are. And that's also in the 48 Laws of Power, to appear weaker than what you really are. Don't show too much power. Now, Esau does that. Esau does that because you see videos with Esau getting threatened by Jake and Esau just standing there like a pussy. But really, in Esau's mind, he think about all them guns he got at home that he can come and slaughter your whole family with, man.
Right.
Yeah?
It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit.
Yes, you see that? So Esau speak just like now. Just like now, they talking about, hey, at this point in life, in this fucking year 2020, if you niggas cannot see that the so-called white man's the devil, then there's nothing more we can tell you.
Yeah.
We gonna do what we gotta do. We gonna continue to prophesy through the spirit of the Lord until the Lord says that's it. Rather than trying to reaching out to a nigga and holding his hands and no, that shit been dead.
That's right.
Because if you can't see that this damn devil is the devil, and that he's trying to kill all you niggas, then you deserve death. Yep. Period, man. Period, man. If you can't see the signs, matter of fact, Jake see the signs, but they choose to ignore it because they say in the world, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss, meaning it's heavenly. It's a good thing to not know because the truth hurts. That's what our people say. So like I was about to say, you got these damn devils, Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, and all these other, all the higher up devils planning on vaccinating you niggas, man. Right. And they saying that the first group of people to get vaccinated are gonna be casualties, man. Because for one, the fucking vaccine is not anything that's gonna help prevent from anything. It's designed to kill you, period, man. Because we live in the stages, one of the main stages of Esau's New World Order, and it's preparation. When you prepare and trying to stage an event, one of the most important parts is to prepare, man. Because the preparation is gonna impact the end results. Which Esau is not gonna see the end results of this thing. That's in Job 20th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, we can probably get that. So, you know, Esau's preparing this thing, man. That's why the brother just read it. Read it again.
Con. Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw me into a pit.
Yeah, so that's what it's about. Really, they talking about, yeah, you know, we're gonna vaccine and get everything back to normal. But really, they want to put you in a pit. They really trying to narrow it down how they gonna get all these motherfucking chips. All right, that's what they doing. They narrowed it all down to see what's the easiest way to get all these people chipped without a major resistance. You know what I'm saying? If you try to establish anything, man, you're not trying to do it by force. You're trying to do it the most easiest way possible because Esau pretty much the elites versus everybody else, they're outnumbered. All right, they're outnumbered, and things can go way off course and not according to plan if they do it wrong. So Esau's trying to do this thing perfectly evil, man. So you can understand.
That's right.
So go ahead.
It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Yeah, and Esau, any opportunity he get, man. All right, he wants blood. All right, he's not satisfied with enough blood, man. You know, Esau got so much riches. This man got so much riches, bro. Like Apostle was talking about it. You know, this man got so much damn riches that they can end world hunger, and everybody can be good. Everybody can be happy. This whole debt and all that shit. Esau got enough riches to fucking end all that shit. World debt, world hunger. Everybody live. You know,
more than one time over too.
Huh?
And more than one time over, he can do it.
That's right. That's right, brother. And then I was reading some shit about this bitch Queen Elizabeth. It says she owned 1/6 of the land on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Because she the top so-called queen on this earth, man. So-called Queen Elizabeth II.
Yep, they got on silver coins and
Yeah,
stuff.
silver coin, gold coin. That bitch is on
Gold
damn.
coins and
She
stuff.
on coins that are Australian.
God, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Other shit.
Oh, she's on the Canadian coin.
Yeah, the Canadian coin. You have the Canadian maple and all that. Yep, that's
Man.
right. So that bitch is on a whole bunch of monetary denominations, man, money and all that shit. Yeah. It's like your brother.
Can I get a precept for you?
Oh,
Yeah, it's leaning a little bit. You got it. It is.
shit is getting on my eyes. I can't.
Yeah. Following the elements, man.
Yeah.
You got it out.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Their feet are swift to shed blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways, and the way of peace they have not known.
So wait a minute. They swift. Read that again.
Romans-
Because this stuff, and people say the Bible's, and niggas said the Bible's a white man.
Right.
Dumbass niggas. I think it's a black man. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like you polite to you niggas. That's why we don't deal with y'all, man.
You
Nothing
ignorant.
is gonna come out of it, man. I can't stand you niggas.
Hey, this
Y'all other groups debate them. That by all means, more
Hey.
power to you, man.
what is it? 1 Corinthians 14, where it says, "Let him that is ignorant be ignorant
be
still."
ignorant still.
Fucking ignorant ass niggas.
That's it, bro. I mean, really, they just a bunch of entertainment, man. You know what I'm saying? They just a bunch of entertainment for
That's right,
black
that's
and
right.
conscious niggas to get they buy their Hennessy,
Yeah.
buy their wings.
Yep.
And everybody sit down and get together and just watch the fucking debate. Fuck all that.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Yeah, bro. We ain't gonna be nobody's entertainment.
That's right, Doc.
Yeah, bro.
Romans chapter 3, verse 15. Their feet are swift to shed blood.
Uh-huh.
Destruction and misery are in their ways.
So Esau's feet is swift to shed blood. Without second guessing. Destruction and misery are in their ways. Anything Esau do, he brings destruction and he brings misery. That's why the scriptures say in the book of Proverbs, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Because the so-called white man is the rulership, man.
It says, and the way of peace they have not known.
Yeah, the way of peace, shalom, bro.
Shalom, man.
The way of
Shalom,
peace,
Yahweh.
they have not
What's up?
known. Esau don't know what it's like to be peaceful, man. Matter of fact, I forget which one of the elders down in Dallas brought it up, but
Yeah, my brother.
Esau been in rulership how many years? Officially? Like 70 years or something.
Yeah.
Around here, somewhere
Alright,
in 200
yeah,
years.
exactly.
Like 250 or something
Alright,
like that.
brother.
And then out of all
weak,
those
man.
years, I think 200 was all war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the devil, man. That's the damn devil. Ain't gonna be a scripture tell you about in the book of Isaiah that how it's gonna be peace in the
Here
kingdom.
we go.
There's gonna be
Here
no
we go
more
again.
war.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. That was it. Yeah.
This is Sirach 12, and I'm gonna start with 10. Never
course not.
trust thine enemy,
Yeah.
for like as iron rusteth, so is his
Yeah,
wickedness.
never trust your enemy. Rule number one. Rule of war number one. Never trust your enemy, man. We at war. We at spiritual war. Let me say that. All right, we at spiritual war. Okay? Ephesians 6. Get that, brother. The
back up what I just said, because we ain't got nothing for Esau when he comes to kicking his doors and waving the 4 points, man. You know what we got? Yahweh Shem Yahweh.
That's right.
Huh?
That's
That's
right.
what we got. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we had spiritual wars. So when you release roll in and do what you gotta do, we got the angels. You see them same so-called UFOs? They gonna be there protecting these very men, these little ones, man. So you got way more bigger fish to fry, man, than us. Not to mention when the Lord gives his elect men spiritual powers, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you devils, man. Hey, we mentioned Queen Elizabeth earlier, right? I was reading that article and I was looking at this bitch face and all that shit, man. I was like, man, I hope she don't die, man. I hope she stay alive.
She look like a real
Lord,
demon,
bro.
man. She's like a real decrepit,
man.
evil witch. Queen Elizabeth.
Oh
yeah, she's like,
I'm like, man,
she's a
listen,
real
I hope
demon,
she
man.
remain when our Lord
Any
come
one of y'all
back.
brothers got like an umbrella or something?
Somebody got an umbrella? Go get it, bro.
Yeah, go get that shit, boy.
Go get it so for the camera and
God
it
damn.
looked like it's just passing anyway, but
Yeah. We don't want
morning around here somewhere.
cover it up. Let me.
you can get on brother's side, but go ahead, bro. Yeah.
It says, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Hold on, we might have to relocate.
Yeah, man. We gotta get some shelter for the camera, man.
Yeah,
let's go.
Go away.
Nah, I ain't gonna do nothing, bro.
No, I'm not going on the head. I'm trying to go. Where can we go?
Pause it real quick.
Yeah, where can we?
You was reading that?
Yeah. Back in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Yeah, because I made the statement earlier. Yeah, because we made the statement earlier that we had spiritual wars. All right, it's not a carnal war as far as us going up and taking arms against Esau. We're not gonna do that. Now Esau is gonna come carnally and try to get the Israelites and the men of the Lord. All right, but our battle is Yahweh Shai. He's the head of our battle. Get that on the book of Zephaniah, brother. Okay, bro.
Reads on to say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities,
Yep.
against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world.
Now, who's that talking about? These elites. They're the rulers of the darkness of the world, man. All right, because you'll be amazed, or you'll be disgusted, I should say, at the things that these elites do behind closed doors, in their dungeons, at their parties, man, their sacrifice parties. You got movies called what is it, Salo?
Yep, the
Remember that
100
movie,
days, 100 days of Sodom.
100 Days of Sodom. I remember when I first came into the truth, but that shit was so fucking
Yeah,
disgusting,
that shit
brother.
was fucking horrible.
I couldn't even really stomach to watch that shit, man. But yeah, Esau's a dirty bastard, bro. But these are the things he do to further conjure up them demonic spirits. He's that wickedness in high places, yeah.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. It states, wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, the whole armor is his truth. All right, this truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding, this faith. That's the whole armor. And the scriptures are going to break it down, the exact armory and so on and so forth, yeah?
That ye may be able to withstand in the evil day.
Because we're approaching that evil day. Matter of fact, we could go as far as to say that we're in that evil day. You know what I'm saying? We're technically there.
Yeah, we're in the
We're there.
process. We're in the process of society breaking down.
That's right. We're there, bro. And yeah, like the brother said, this is a process, man. This is a process, the stages and steps. As you can see, your rulers and your leaders are calling it phases, man.
That's right.
Now, somebody should ask them how many phases they got. That's the real fucking question. How many phases are they? Because they're talking about phases that aren't even here yet. Yeah, exactly. I can understand you going with the phases. All right, we in phase 1, this is done, so now we in another. But they talking about phases that's not even here yet. So the question is, how many phases are there?
doesn't matter to us because we know what the last stage of faith entails. Okay,
Right.
we know that much, and that's a lot more than they wish we knew. So go ahead.
It says that you may be able to withstand in the evil days, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore.
Stand. All right, stand. Like the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. Now, when you look up stability, it breaks down into the word to stand. All right, when something is stable, like right now, this camera is stable, it's standing up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the wind blows too hard and knock it over, it's no longer stable. It's not standing anymore. All right, I believe the Latin word is stabile, which means to stand. Okay, so wisdom and knowledge is gonna cause us to stand in that day, man. Like the scriptures say, a righteous man falls 7 times and get it back up. In order to fall, you gotta not be standing no more. All right, and it's not it's not literally speaking, because in that evil day, men of the Lord are gonna be standing on their faith.
That's right.
All right, and matter of fact, what's our faith consists of? Yahweh Shah, which is the rock. So we're gonna be standing on that rock. And one thing we know about a rock is not movable, man. A rock is grounded in the earth.
Firm.
It's firm. It's far more firm than sand. And Lord willing, we might get that parable.
God.
Yeah?
It says, stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth.
Yes. Now, when your loins are girded about, you're ready for war. All right, you're ready for war. So it says here, your loins girded around with truth, showing you that this is a spiritual thing. Now, our defense is this truth. Esau could lie, he can say this, he can try to manipulate and do that and that and this. But what we have around our loins, that girt, is that truth. Yeah?
It says, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Yup.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Right, now a shield, everybody know what a shield is. You use a shield for your defense. Okay? Now, this faith is our defense. We don't have to defend ourselves in the sense that we got to go out there and learn how to do jujitsu, okay, to protect your daughter and your sons when that time comes. Or go and learn how to, shoot bow and arrows in the woods. All that is fine. You can do that if you want. But that's not going to protect you for the day when Yahweh Shah sends his son, the Most High sends his son Yahweh Shah to bring forth wrath.
Right.
Faith, man. All right? Faith is what's to be acquired now. Yeah?
It says, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit.
Yep, the helmet of salvation, because, and spiritually speaking and figuratively speaking, a helmet goes on your head. What you supposed to be thinking about all the time? Salvation.
Salvation.
Yeah. Supposed to be thinking about salvation
That's right,
all the time, man.
That's right.
Right. Why are we in this? For salvation.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You gotta ask yourself, why are we on the highways and byways? Why do we do our stuff?
Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Yeah.
Why are we doing it?
Why are you doing it?
Because for salvation.
Right, bro.
That's the end all be all, man. To be
Right.
saved, man.
That's right.
So the helmet of salvation, man. We hope and pray, and we believe through the Spirit that if we do what we gotta do, Yahweh Shah is gonna keep his promise and deliver us. So we believe that, man. Yeah?
And the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Another one about defense. This is our weapon. A sword is a weapon. A sword is a weapon. When you got a sword, you're on offense. A shield is defense,
Right.
but a sword is offense. All right. So if you're going to be on the offensive side, you got to come out the scriptures. If you're going to be attacking people, right? You got to rebuke them with the scriptures,
That's right.
and that's what we do. Don't mean go to your job and come, pull out the sword and your boss is sodomite and start cutting him up.
Yeah,
That don't mean
right.
do that. That means just take this thing, this whole truth, everything that consists of it, and use it as your armory, man, in this battle. Because every day is a battle. This world is a battle, man.
That's right.
All right, and real soon, man, hey, man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful being out here prophesying with brothers. But real soon, this ain't gonna be it.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That famine of the word. That famine
of the word, bro. Real soon, that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get real ugly out here in the society, man. It's gonna get ugly, man. you remember when, hey, brothers remember, it's just the other day when things really started shaking it up and people was a little confused. You know, people was now being told, get off the streets. Now look at it. Look damn near normal.
Exactly.
Like we was driving up, coming down, we was talking in the car, it was like, yo, bro, I remember driving down to camp on Saturday, and there was like 3 cars on the fucking highway, looking like The Walking Dead. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna go back to, man, but even worse. Yeah?
Right. It says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit.
That's another thing you need. We need to do
always.
is pray. Always pray, man. Always mean exactly that.
Right.
You ask, oh, how often should I pray? Well, the scripture say always.
Always.
Yeah?
It says, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
Right, watching. What does it mean to watch? The scripture said that the Lord has set up watchmen. Now, what does a watchman do? They watch, and then they have their trumpet, and they blow their trumpet for whatever it may be that's occurring, man. Now, in this present time, we are watching for danger, and we blowing that trumpet as the trumpet for danger. All right, that's Revelation 12:12. The enemy is going to come in like a flood. All right, we telling people don't take the vaccine. We telling people don't take the chip. You know what I'm saying? We telling people to get right before all hell break loose. You know, we watching the news. Brothers are constantly on the news, watching YouTube videos, typing in certain things, going into search engine and typing in RFID microchip 2020 June to see if any new things might pop up. You know what I mean?
I'm quickly saying,
Yeah, bro.
like Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 4.
That's right. The
Then
whole chapter is good too. Go ahead.
it says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Yeah, so if you hear the sound of the trumpet, or you hear the warning, you hear us, like people was mocking us talking about, you know, the RFID chip is a fucking potato chip. You know, you don't hear guys like that no more though.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? The RFID chip, Mark of the Beast, is a potato chip. One dude said, yeah, he's gonna send his dog to go get some land because they got the chip. Or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, Nate said that.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just that your dog got the chip, so maybe you can send him to go buy you some land. You know what I'm saying? Just making mockery, man. But you know, man, the time is coming where Yahweh Shai is going to be glorified because his word is going to stand true.
Right.
His word is going to stand true. So when people start seeing these things, all credit is going to go to the Most High, man, his son. But go ahead, bro.
Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
Yeah, they heard it, but they didn't take warning. They took no heed, they carried on. Yeah? Like, wait, they carried on like they said, like they was just carrying on, la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah.
It says, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Yeah, so his blood is going to be upon him. That means your death is on you. You know? And then, but he that taketh warning deliver his soul. All right, you take warning, you deliver your soul, man. Shalom.
Hey, shalom,
Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, but if the watchmen see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people not be warned, if the sword come, and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require in the watchman's hand.
So if the watchman watching, he don't blow the trumpet, all right, guess what? Whoever perishes because they were supposed to be under that guidance of that particular watchman. If that person get taken, then guess what? They were taken in their iniquity anyway. That was their show you that was their judgment to be under that false prophet. That's why the scripture said the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. Alright, and the scriptures also say make the hearts of these people fat. Alright, make their ears heavy.
Right.
Alright? Why is that? Because the Lord got an angel that are deflecting certain Israelites from getting his truth. You know what I'm saying? There's literally an angel that, hey, the scriptures say that the angel of the Lord encampeth round about that fed him. So like how we out here prophesying on the street right now. There's an angel, you know, protecting us, Avaratzah, Lord willing. Now that same angel, a guy come up. If he's undesirable at 2/3, that angel can block him from receiving anything we say. You know? Okay?
It says, verse 7, so thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word in my mouth.
And not to mention, that watchman that don't blow a trumpet, the blood of those people are also going to be required at his hand too. You know? So you see how the Most High can set people up, man? That's why, man, pray that you on Yahweh Shah's good side, man. I pray I'm on his good side, man. Yeah. That I'm on the good the good end of the stick, so to speak, man. And now we not out here to condemn our own selves, man.
Right,
We seen it. You know what I'm saying? We seen it. But you know, guys.
It says, therefore thou shalt hear the word in my mouth and warn them from it.
Yeah, so that's it. That's what we do. That's the job of a prophet, is to warn the people. Warn the people. A prophet said before. You know, now brothers that are out there in the highways and the byways doing this thing and sincerity and truth, you brothers, we're the prophets, man. Now, hell, you can go back and watch your old videos before 2020. And a lot of things you were saying, because you were so diligently prophesying, are happening right now. So that makes you a prophet, right? Because you said it before it happened, and you believe in what you were saying. So that makes you a prophet, man. You don't believe me? Go do that experiment yourself, man. You know, there's some videos, brothers talking about, hey, I was watching a video in the spirit. The brother Karab had did a video a while back on GMS to the point.
About it.
Oh, yeah, you remember that video?
Yeah.
So brother re-uploaded it, right? So the brother was, I was like, damn, you would think he was talking about it yesterday. But that's just one example. All brothers are in that spirit, man. All brothers in that spirit, man.
Got one for you.
Just watching that video just kind of made me think about that. The apostles, hell, they've been doing it for 35 years, apostles to hall, man. You know what I'm saying?
one
Saying
for
the same thing. Man. Hey, that's patience, man.
right.
Hey, that's why the scriptures say, matter of fact, get that in, what is it? Hebrews 11. By faith, the elders. Yep.
Hey, can I get one for you real quick?
Yes, sir, of course.
2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Perilous time. Again,
You know, you mentioned it earlier. You said dangers, and that's what perilous means. It means dangerous, man. We're in those times. We're in the last days, all right, of the last days.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right, man.
Esau, being the so-called white man, he's in his rulership, but he's losing his rulership. He's in the process of losing his kingdom. And right now, we're witnessing a lot of dangerous things going on in the world.
Yeah.
You know, uproars of the people, all right, the economy, all right, about the collapse, all right. People are just, losing it, man. That's perilous times. We're in those times.
Yeah, without a doubt, man.
Society about to break down. How you doing, man?
How you doing, bud?
All right, man. Society about to break down. You know, like no other before it. America in particular. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Without a shadow of a doubt, man. We in perilous times, man.
I got something real quick, Slack.
Yeah, we got Hebrews 11.
I got Hebrews 11.
We got it real quick. Yeah.
Bring out what you got. Start reading against that. This is Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built a house upon a rock.
There you go. We brought that up earlier. So whoever hear the sayings of Yahweh Shai and do with them, which the sayings are the things of the book, things that are written in the scriptures. They that do it, they that hear it and do it, that the Lord say he's going to liken him unto a man that built a house upon a rock. Right? That's what it says? Read it again. I think standing on a rock. I don't want to misquote it. You know? Because, hey, man. Hey, the time is coming, man. The time is coming. We truly and wholeheartedly believe that, man. You know, we see it, and you know, it's like every day we anticipate it, man. You know that exciting feeling when you know a certain event is coming up.
Right.
Only difference is we don't know exactly when it's gonna happen.
Right.
But we know that date is coming up, and we anticipate it. We anxious. We always, we communicate. We can't stop talking about it, man. You know, any little thing pop up, we sharing that. We sending this all across Israel, bro. You'd be surprised. One brother's text can make it
across
the entire Israelite camp in GMS.
That's right. Yeah.
One text. Yeah.
This is Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
Yeah. Now, what does it say after that?
And it says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew.
Hold on. Now the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew, which all symbolizes destruction. Which proves to you that Revelation 12:12, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, it means when the enemy shall come in like a destruction. Alright, because Esau's coming to destroy, man. Like the scripture said, the enemy coming not but to steal, kill, and destroy.
Son of perdition.
Son of perdition, man. The Edomites. You know who you are. We know who you are. The people know who you are. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time. But yeah, bro.
It says 25. This is Matthew 7:25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house,
Yeah.
and it fell not.
Your house is your domicile, so to speak, man. Your body. All right. Your body is the temple, right? So your body is your house. It's you. It represents you. It represents your foundation. It represents you, man. So how are you building your house? Are you building your house on truth? Are you building your house with Yahweh Shai as a cornerstone? How are you building your house? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It said, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
It's founded upon solid ground. Even when you go to go buy a house, you know what I'm saying? Well, New York is a little different because out here it's all solid rocks and all that shit. But let's say you go out to the country and you want to buy a house, you always got to go and check out that foundation. Go in the basement and see what the foundation is looking like, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're going to buy a crib somewhere in the Pocono or some shit. You know, whatever. Where there's a lot of forests and greens. That foundation got to be good because what can happen is, over time, that foundation can shift. All right, it can shift. It can become unlevel. You know, depending on how they poured that concrete, how deep they went, and all this different type of stuff that you got to factor in. You know, and that's how you got to be built in this truth, man. On solid foundation, concrete, rooted.
Deeply rooted.
Rooted deeply, man. You know? Rooted very deeply. A lot of them trees, that's why you see winds blowing at top speed. The trees that fall the most are the small trees. Why? Because they're not rooted deeply. You know what I'm saying? But them big trees, they've been there for a long time, they're rooted deeply. Alright?
And the scientific fact about trees, the spiritual you brought it up, is the longer that they're around, the more the roots grow
That's right.
into the earth.
Yeah.
The longer that they be around, the roots never stop growing. The roots always go deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you look at a tree, right? I seen an image of a tree. Somehow they was able to get the image of what the roots look like from beneath. But when you look at it from above and beneath, it was actually the tree upside down looked like the tree right side up. The roots look like all branches,
See that?
just spread throughout the earth. Like you said, it was even longer than the tree itself,
See that?
which is all going back to being rooted, man. You know what I'm saying?
And when you look at lumberjacks, right, which the scriptures call them fellers, why do you think they cut the trees the way they cut them? Because they can't uproot them.
Hell.
It's too damn hard.
Hell.
That's why, you know, they leave back a stump.
Yeah,
Because that stump you can't get rid of that stump. That stump is too deeply rooted.
that's right. You can't get rid of that stuff.
Otherwise, you know, Esau, he'll take the whole tree if he could.
Yeah.
But he just takes the most that he can.
Yeah.
Damn devil.
Yeah, you would destroy the earth trying to
Yeah, brother.
the tree. It look like a moon or some moon crater.
Gone, bro.
Like a damn battlefield.
Gone.
Like bombs, like a damn bombs went off.
Gone,
You know?
man.
Okay?
It says here, it says, everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was that fall.
Great was that fall, man. Great was that fall, man, because this time around, because we was talking just talking in the car, man, Sodom and Gomorrah. Matter of fact, not even Sodom and Gomorrah, the flood,
Right.
wickedness is wickedness.
That's right.
But damn, how much more now? And drowning is a fucked up death.
Got you, bro.
You know, drowning is a horrible death. So what the Lord is about to do with his indignation is going to be way more worse than when the world was flooded.
I got a scripture for you real quick
Yeah,
about
bro.
that point. 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 28. And I'm going to read down. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
Wow, that's talking about the kingdom. Now
Right.
let's see, for you people that don't want America to be destroyed, but you talking about you believe in Jesus, how the hell is that going to be? How's that possible? In other words, the evil of this world must be destroyed in order for the good to come. So without that, ain't be no kingdom of heaven. And you think the Most High is not going to allow it to be a kingdom of heaven? The Lord is ready. The Lord is ready to rule on this earth, man. That's why the Lord is going to take out all the wicked along in the process.
One more verse, bro.
You got it.
It says, for the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness hath it brought forth up unto this time?
So, hey,
There it
even
is.
worse.
Yeah.
Even worse, man. So during the time then when the Lord sent the flood, because the flood came about because when you read Genesis 3rd chapter, I believe, where it
I
talks
think so.
about
I think so.
yeah, the 6th chapter,
Sixth
where it
chapter,
talks
yeah,
about the
Genesis
sons,
6, yeah.
the sons of the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's
Genesis
why
6,
that's
yep.
why the Lord brought the flood, because of wickedness, man. You know, and ultimately, hey, because remember, we were those righteous angels that were sent on earth to be good, to be righteous. But you know, Adam went off, we followed, and we all went off, man.
That's it.
You know, which Adam, which is Yahushua, is going to fix that. That's why we believe and know through the Spirit that is Yahushua. Like the scriptures say, the first Adam and the last Adam.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That was it, bro?
One more
Yeah.
line. And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come?
Time of threshing,
Time
man.
of
So
threshing.
what's the time of threshing? End of the world. So how much more evil? Because that was written when that was written, man.
Yeah.
That was written for that time.
Yeah.
But how much more now?
How much more now? Exactly.
How much more now, man?
Exactly.
And the latter of the latter days, when you got damn sodomites ruling the world, homosexuals ruling the world, you know what I'm saying? All types of wickedness, man. Hey, bro, I get tired of the damn wickedness. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
don't even
right?
fucking mind my way,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That was it?
Yeah, that was it, bro.
You have something real quick, bro?
Man, you can
Yeah.
so with the Adam. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 45. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made of living soul. The last Adam was made of living spirit.
That's right. So it shows you that, because who's the last Adam?
Yahushua.
Exactly. And the last Adam was not referred to as the last Adam. Well, he wasn't going around calling himself I'm the last Adam.
Right.
That's why the scripture said, they that have ears, let them hear. You know what I'm saying? If you can receive it, then you can receive it. The last Adam is Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? The first Adam is Adam himself, the actual man Adam. So the first Adam brought sin into this world, right? Like the scripture said in Apocrypha, oh Adam, what hast thou done? You know what I'm saying? Because of you, we all shall die that come after you. So now, the last Adam brought life into the world. And because of him, we all gonna live.
That's
It
right.
don't even make sense.
That's right.
That can't be two separate people, man. I gotta be the same person. That's why, that shows you that the Most High is just. All right, and the Most High do not forget things, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, Adam went off, and the Most High made him pay as Yahushua. How many thousands of years later? You know? That was it, right? Good, bro. And you know, hey man, that's all through the Spirit, because
Honest.
even when speaking about Adam, you know, like I was talking to brother, elder brother Yaquab, man, I say that very carefully, because that's our Lord at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And we
Absolutely.
all fucked up.
Absolutely.
We all fucked up, bro. So ain't it's not like because Adam did it, now we all. No, this ain't a blame game.
That's right,
We
bro.
all accountable for our sins, bro.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We all accountable.
That's
for
what the
our
scriptures say.
sins. Exactly.
It's right there in Ezekiel 18.
That's right. That's right, brother. And you know, like that's why I just wanted to say that, man, because
Come on, brother.
even when I bring up Adam being Yahushua, I say that very carefully, man.
Come on.
You know, and not to come off overly obnoxious or some shit like
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it.
It's our Lord, man.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
That's right.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 14, is mentioned threshing. It says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Right. Now that white horse, all right, that white cloud, that's talking about a cloud, a UFO, a so-called chariot. Horse represents power. So when them chariots come, and when it's being described, it's talking about horse, which is power, and the white horse is talking about the chariot. And he that's going to be on it, all right, is going to be Yahushua, because 2 Ezra 13 says that young man is going to, he looked like he was riding upon a mountain. The scriptures tell you in Revelation 13, behold, he comes with clouds.
Yep.
All right, so you got to connect the dots of the scriptures to find out what it's talking about if you don't know, man. That's why the scripture said, Isaiah 28, precept upon precept, line upon line, here, little, there, little. Okay, so Yahushua is coming back with that chariot, man.
And another angel came out of the temple, saying with a loud voice to him that sat in the cloud, trust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap.
Right, thrust in thy sickle and reap. All right, which means what? Because when you read another scripture on where's that, man, about the parable of wheat and tares, it talks about the angels of the reapers. All right, the angels are going to be the reapers, and they're going to be reaping what? The harvest, and it talks about the harvest. The harvest is the what?
The elect.
The end of the world. Yeah, the end of the world, which that's when the elect is going to be delivered.
Right.
And that's when the wicked are going to be punished. All right, because when you got the sickle, you in the field, you're harvesting, man, because the crops are pretty much grown, and you can do what you gotta do. You cut them down, and you do what you gotta do. You harvest them, you store them, whatever you gonna do with them. You know, so guys.
It says, trust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap.
Yeah, and that's where they get the concept of the Grim Reaper. Because they got the Grim Reaper, got the Reaper.
Yeah, they got the sickle in his hand.
Sickle, yeah, the sickle. You got the sickle, and then he dressed in all black, which black symbolizes death. You know, they're the angel of death. Go ahead.
For the harvest of the earth is ripe, and he that sat in the cloud trusts in his sickle on
The harvest of the world is ripe. Ripe means it's ready, man. When the mango is ripe, it's ready to be plucked and eaten, man.
That's right.
It's ripe. You know, so Yahweh Shah is ready to do what he got to do, guys.
And he that sat on the cloud trust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, trust in thy sickle, in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
Yeah. And hey, man, you know, that's the spirit, because the end all be all is going to be nuclear destruction. You know, the end all be all is going to be nuclear destruction. A lot of people are here in America for that gathering, and that great gathering here for that destruction, that fire, that nuclear mystery. You know, that's a spirit that is more people on the earth, like Apostle Ron always bring it out. There's more people on the earth now than it was hundreds of years ago. Or as the years go by, more people multiply. And people are being brought back to receive that hellfire, that judgment, that nuclear fire, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, man, hey man, Apparatus out, man, Lord willing, this thing happens sooner rather than later, man.
Done.
Because, you know, we tired of this fucking place, man.
Yeah,
You know, we gonna deal with it. Of course, we got no choice. We gotta be patient. But we tired of this fucking place, man.
Yeah, man.
And we believe in the spirit that the Lord is gonna have mercy on his elect. You know, and the kingdom, man. That's all it's about, the kingdom, man. Yeah, bro.
It says, finishing off, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh
Hey, these damn Edomites, you know, hey, like the scriptures say, it shall leave them neither root nor branch. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna leave them neither root nor branch. So with these damn Edomites, the wicked, they're gonna be totally and utterly destroyed, man. Alright, yeah.
It says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles.
Yeah, now that's symbolic, because the wine symbolizes the blood. Alright, the wine press, the blood, when you press them grapes, you know, you get messy. Red wine, you know, red grapes, all that stuff get on your garment. It looked like you might have been, you look like you got stabbed, you wounded or something. You know, so symbolically, there's gonna be so much bloodshed, it's gonna be as though that blood has risen to the horse's bridle, which is very hot. You ever seen a horse and you try to get on a horse, you gotta be flexible to get on that shit, first of all. You don't put your legs up and then hop on. That's just symbolic how much bloodshed there's gonna be. You know? Yeah?
It says, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Yep. So hey, America's destruction is at hand, man. You know? America's destruction is at hand, and it's gonna happen in this lifetime.
Gone.
That was that guy, bro.
This is Revelation.
Malachi, brother.
This is Revelation 18 and 17. Matter of fact, it's number 16. And saying, at last, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
America again, that great city. All right, America's that great city again. You want to know what the great city is? Find out who owns the world reserve currency, who everybody reports to, who has garrisons in all these other countries, man. When you set up a garrison in another country, that means you occupy it. That means it's your shit. That really means yours. You know what I'm saying? It really means yours. That you allow these people to cohabit that land with you. You know, America pretty much taxes everybody's land. So America's that great city.
It says, for 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Yeah, 1 hour. You know, hey, like I was watching that movie earlier, man. The interview.
That Speedy
Remember that
Riddance.
movie, Interview?
That's a Speedy Riddle.
They got that movie, The Interview, with when they was making fun of Kim Jong Un.
Oh yeah. I remember that movie. Yeah.
It was on this morning, so I let it play or whatever. Which is supposed to be comical, but even with comedy, show you how American people are so foolish that they're taking their own destruction as a joke.
Right.
Because that movie, they was talking about Kim Jong Un, how much he wanted to destroy America, how much they hate each other. You had a little girl in the beginning of the movie. She was singing the anthem in front of mad Chinese people, talking about death to America. We hope your women get raped and your children watch. All types of crazy shit, man. And after the anthem was done, a big ass nuclear rocket just was launched behind them, man. And was coming over to America. You know, but yeah, brother.
It says, for 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Yeah, because America is all about trade, man. All right, it's all about trade. Everything is imported. No, things are no longer exported out of America. All right, from China, India, Pakistan, Honduras, all these countries build things. So America, what it does too, is cheap labor. It's all about cheap labor. All right, they do business to benefit. So they go out there to them countries that manufacture the same shit that they're gonna sell over here for $180. They doing it over there at tops $19. You know, $15. A pair of sneakers. You know, the cost to manufacture shit, $15, $12. Over here they sell it for $120, $150, $160, whatever. But in other words, all these countries, they trade with America. Okay?
It says 18th verse, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, America made these countries rich. Show you the heathenistic mind state. America's about to be destroyed. They seen the fire, but they crying because they can't fucking make money like it. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is true. These people really gonna be crying like, damn. Here it is, America just being destroyed by fire. You wondering how the fuck, who the fuck is gonna buy your damn incense and oils, man? Yeah. That's gonna be the least of your damn problems, because immediately after that,
you're gonna be
immediately after that, electors gonna come out of them chambers and come in and slay your ass.
Fucking put it to sleep.
Show you the mind state of a damn heathen.
It says, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
Yeah, so they're gonna cry saying, what city is like unto this great city? America is a great city, yeah.
And 19, and they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of a costliness.
Yeah, because America's all about trade, man. You know, all about trade, everything, man. You know, from cars, coming from Paris, Germany. You know, all these, hey, you know, around where you live at, brother, you know, I ain't gonna say where you live at, but around where you live at, I used to work around there, and I used to always see them fucking ships coming in, man. You know, around that area. Oh, I used to always see them ships every morning, man. Them ships just coming in, and a couple hours later, they leave empty. You know what I'm saying? For what? Why they leaving empty? They going to get some more shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about containers upon containers. You know, which those things are slowing down because of this whole pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Which, if they slowing down, that goes to show you that, you know, the price of things is going to skyrocket. There's going to be a lot of shortages in certain supplies, man. Food, medicine. You know, we get, America, even food is imported from other countries.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 2. Ezekiel 28 and 5. I started 4. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches.
That's it.
And has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Hey, but you know what though? That's why the scripture said thou wiser than David. Esau's wise to do evil, man. Esau's wise to do evil, and by his wisdom, which is his trickery, that's how he was able to get all that gold. Because we talk about that a lot. How Esau got that gold and silver. How Esau manipulated you people into trading fucking your gold and silver for a piece of paper. Esau literally tricked you goddamn Americans on trading your money for fucking paper, man. You know what I'm saying? And Esau have all the earth's gold and silver. Hell, gold and silver that we had, you know, going back during our time when we had our temple. Esau got them stuff, man. Shit, you know, them shekels with the Hebrew on it, Lashawan Kwadash. You know what I'm saying? Esau got all that, man. Yeah?
It reads on, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, as thou increase thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Right, traffic is commerce. Exactly. Traffic means commerce. All right, now that's how Esau was able to build this city up, man. Build this city up to trade, you know, buy things, and you know, hey, that's another reason why a lot of these countries feel like they gotta be on America's side. Like you know, because America's so, in other words, oh, you know what, you're my number one customer, so we got you. We're gonna hang in there with you. You know what I'm saying? Like China, you know, buying all them bonds from America with this whole Ponzi scheme. That's because America's the number one consumer for China.
Right.
You know, so like, you know, since you got us, we got you. But once all that fucking commerce is done, forget about it, man. Them countries are gonna stop dealing with you Edomites, man.
Well, I tell you that they're gonna cry.
Yeah,
they see they burning from afar off.
But that's when they have no choice but to not deal with you, because you're done. You know? But before that, they're gonna just cut you off. Yeah, bro. That was this one?
You get that in Obadiah too. Thy Confederates have laid a wound under thee.
Thus said the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and thou shalt defile, and they shall defile thy brightness.
That's right. So what's gonna happen is that these nations are gonna come up in arms against America. All right, all them nuclear missiles. See, these nations are not building missiles, you know, to put in a national museum of their country, the capital. They building this to let America know, listen, we ready for war. Ultimately, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. The more, like the scripture say in Isaiah 54, that the Lord created the smith, all right, that blow up the coal and the fire. All right. So the smith is talking about the weapon makers, all right, the scientists that create the missiles, the rockets, that engineer the warheads and all these different things. All right. So that's what that's talking about, man. So these nations, like the brother just read, they're gonna come up in arms against America, and our brightness is gonna be diminished. That glory of America is gonna be nothing but darkness, man. Because that's really what's gonna happen from the chariot, from the aerial point of view. Them images that brothers be making is bad as hell, because hey, it's gonna be looking similar to that, but realistically, man, standing in them chariots, looking at the smoke of her torment, the fire, the missiles being shot, like they show you that in the movie Judgment Day, Terminator, yeah. Terminator 2, where it was pelting, missiles were shooting from one continent to the next. It's gonna look like that. And Esau don't do that just because it's fucking cool to make a Hollywood movie. You know? Like Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage, man. Everybody just the actors. You got something? Yeah, bro. You got it.
This is Revelation 18.
I gotta see that shit.
This is 18 and 15. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment.
Yeah, so so you see it's gonna be a double. At one point they're gonna be like, sure, yo, these people are so fucking stupid. At one point, like, damn, they gonna be so mixed with emotions, like, oh, fuck, who wild as shit. And they gonna like, oh, god damn, now they gonna pray to Allah, like, Allah, you know what I mean? So they gonna be all fucked up in the spirit, man. They gonna be all fucked up in the spirit, man. You know what I mean? But little that they know, the same ones that they help make profit and merchandise off of, which are the Israelites, are gonna be right there invading their turf with so-called UFOs, getting beamed down, looking majestic. Listen, get your shit together. That motherfucker's going to slavery. You got it, bro.
It says, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city?
So every single nation on this planet Earth is going to see America's destruction. Everybody's going to see it. You know, the whole earth, like the scriptures say, the earth is going to be darkened, man. The sky is going to be darkened. One, you're going to have the chariots that are going to come and then so-called invade. And on top of that, you're gonna have the smoke that's gonna be shy. America's a big landmass, man.
Yeah.
America's a whole damn continent, man. All right, remember, I always bring up this example. The Twin Towers alone was seen from the tri-boroughs, man. You know, Connecticut, New Jersey. Yeah, space, but we ain't in space, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about the naked eye, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The naked eye, you know, you can see it from wherever the hell you work.
Trying to stay there.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
For days.
It was for a while, bro.
For a while.
Yeah.
Okay, under
You just for a while. It's definitely for a while, brother.
see that
Man.
smoke, you know?
Hey, so Salaki, brother. So when the Lord say that smoke shall go up forever,
Yeah.
that's pretty much like slang. That's like
Long
kind of like
time.
exaggeration.
Yeah.
You know when you waiting on somebody, you like, damn, you take it forever.
Yeah.
God damn. That's how you know this thing is written by Israelites for Israelites, man.
Mm-hmm.
You Edomites don't got no type of slang. You just catching up the shit Jake was saying in the 80s, man. Oh, that's dope, or some shit like that. Esau just catching up to shit like that. So when the scriptures say forever, it don't actually mean that you gonna sit there burning in a goddamn oven in the lake of fire forevermore. You know what I'm saying? For all of eternity. That just means for a very long time, man. That's slang, man.
That's right.
That's right, that's right. That's right. So it's just a long period of time, man. And you can only imagine, because like you said, it's been that
Makes
smoke from
perfect
the 9/11, the World Trade Centers. I don't remember how long, but it's had to been weeks, bro. The black cloud, because remember that black smoke just been going up and going up, and then that fire didn't get quenched. It must have been weeks, man. I don't remember.
Thick smoke was
Yeah.
from that.
And then you got the smoke from the debris.
And don't forget, Building 7 went down too.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
3 major buildings that went down that day. They don't really talk too much about Building 7 on 9/11, but that was a big building that went down.
You
too.
sure did a sloppy job, man. You missed one.
Yeah.
You forgot one hologram, or whatever the fuck it was, or one plane, or whatever the hell it was. But it went down.
Take it
And
down.
you see how Esau just covered his dirt, his tracks, man, and nobody questions it.
All right, I got two more
Go.
verses, right? It says, verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her.
That's right, because the men of the Lord ain't gonna be fucking crying in the chariots because America's being destroyed, man.
No,
They're gonna
no.
be rejoicing, rejoicing with joy.
There's gonna be tears of joy.
It's gonna be tears of joy, man. Ain't gonna be like, damn,
They're gonna be
man, that was
tears.
my block.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fuck
You know what
that
I mean?
shit.
Yeah, ain't gonna be none of that nigga shit.
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
This is Revelation.
Nah, don't mind. Yeah.
Revelation 15:2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and they and Salaki and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name
Yep.
stand on the sea of glass,
Yep.
having the harps of the Most High.
Now the sea of glass is talking about the ozone layer, man.
Exactly.
That's what Esau called the ozone layer. That's the firmament that divides the heavens and the heavens. Okay, so showing you that, because remember Esau never really got outside. Esau never got outside the ozone fucking layer, man. Because it's something that you call the Van Halen belt, where once you pass that, it's too much radiation for anything to survive out there. So all these satellites and all these different shit, they're what's the word? They're orbiting within the Earth's ozone layer at a high enough altitude, but it's within the ozone layer. So the men of the Lord, the elect, are going to be standing on that sea of glass in the chariots over the ozone layer,
Exactly.
watching down as America's being burned. Yeah.
It says, having the harps of the Most High. It says, and they sang, Salaki, and they sang the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High. It says, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works,
Yeah.
Lord power almighty, just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints.
That's beautiful, man, because the elect is going to be rejoicing and singing songs to the Heavenly Father and His Son, man.
Definitely ain't no
You know what I'm
sorrow.
saying?
Just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, giving glory, praising Him. And at that time too, remember, because in was it 1 Corinthians 15, the body's going to be changed too.
That's
The
right.
body's going to be changed. So the minute your body hit them chariots,
That's that good song.
yes, the minute your body hit them chariots, you know, your body, your whole construct is going to change. You know. You're gonna have the law, statute, and commandments written in your mind, in your spirit. These little weak feeble bodies that we have are gonna be extraterrestrial bodies, holy bodies, man. As it was meant to be. Yeah? That was
It's
it?
a little more. Yeah. It says, and they sing the song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name?
That's right.
For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest.
That's beautiful, man. Hey, the Lord is gonna be, that's why the Lord's gonna be the King of the Kings, King of Kings, man. You know, the King of Kings, man, Lord of the Lords.
Let's go.
All these nations are gonna, all nations on the planet Earth. And starting with Israel, because we're gonna be the ones, you know, we're joint heirs with our power. So all Israelites are gonna worship Yahweh Shem Yahshua. We're gonna do it perfect. And these other nations are gonna have that stony hearts. You know what I'm saying? Check out these nations are fucked. They couldn't keep it right on this side. Ain't no way in hell they keep it right on that side, man. The commandments was the last thing on their mind on this side, man. So how much more then? So what that tells you is gonna be a lot of being put in the death to the kingdom happening, man. Because what's gonna be the wages of sin?
Yeah.
The same thing it is now, which is death. And guess what? You heathens ain't gonna have a redeemer to die for you for your sins.
Right.
You know, you're gonna be done.
Every little sin you commit,
Yeah. The wages of sin, every drop of every drop of the law, man. Every drop of the law. You break one law, you break them all.
what are you wearing there? Linen and silk? Up. There you go. Get the alligators.
Right.
Get that death roll going.
40 lashes.
Real quick.
40 lashes.
Verse 21. It says, and a mighty angel, this is Revelation 18 and 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone
Right.
like a great millstone
Right.
and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city
Yeah,
Babylon
absolutely.
be thrown
Absolutely.
down, and shall be found no more at all.
Yeah, man, and that's talking about the nuclear missiles. And that's a beautiful scripture because it show you how powerful names are, man. And how that name, it became like a stigma, so to speak, right? Or to the men of great millstone. Starting with the apostles on, apostle on down, because at that time, there would be, the GMS, the elders of GMS, they was calling themselves, by their name. Then we came in, we started addressing them as elders, the elders of Great Millstone, and then brothers came in, apostles of Great Millstone, so on and so forth. What they've been doing was spiritually casting that Great Millstone in this fucking place called Babylon, America, which is the word of the Most High. But on the other side of things, that's talking about the missiles. Because before the Lord sent the missiles, He gonna send His word, His sword. All right, the other side of things, man, which is the prophets out there on the streets, letting you know what's gonna happen before it happens. And we living in the year 2020, the year of prophecy. This one will go down in history, man. 2020 year of prophecy. We ain't never gonna forget this year in the kingdom.
That's right.
When all things just started to elevate and magnify and start to manifest.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So this place is through, man.
That's right.
This place is absolutely through, man. That was it, bro?
Babylon is
All right.
through.
It's Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble.
That's right. Now the day coming that's gonna burn as an oven. America's gonna be burnt as an oven, man. And do I gotta tell you how hot ovens are? No. Ovens are hot. Now the oven that the prophet Malachi was speaking of was an even hotter oven than what we got now. You know what I'm saying? It was an even hotter oven than you got now. Because I know the prophet used to explain like you throw a piece of dough, flatbread in there real quick.
Oh shit, but that's
leave it
a missile.
a couple seconds, maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds, flip it, another 20 seconds, you take it out and it's done. Hot, extremely hot. So America, the days come where America's gonna burn like an oven, man. Yeah?
And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble.
All the proud, man. Who's the number one proud? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the elites of the society. Started with them, and then the average Joe cracker, you got 2/3, you got the women of Israel. They're prouder than the niggas of Israel. All right, method. I'm gonna phrase that. The bitches of Israel. I'm more proud of the niggas of Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Extremely proud, man.
Right,
You can't tell them nothing. So, listen. Chicks, you can't tell me nothing. You know you're right. You know what? You're right. I can't tell you nothing. You know what? I'm not gonna tell you nothing. All right, you got it.
Right.
You got it. I want to see all you proud ass bitches out
Right,
there.
right.
I hope you got it when all hell break loose.
That's right.
I hope you got it. Because when I see you, and you fucked up, I'm gonna say you got it.
You got it. Yeah, that's right.
You got it. Nah, you got it. You good. You good.
Remember, I couldn't tell you nothing. Remember that, right?
Listen, I'm not
You
your
remember
pops.
you had it.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not your father. I can't tell you nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah, bro.
It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Yep. Meaning nothing's gonna be left because the plant can still grow even if a root is left. You know, a branch can even grow once if a branch fall and then the proper seed take soil, it can still grow. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is not gonna leave root, not gonna leave branch, ain't gonna be nothing left of the line of Esau Edom. Yeah.
This is Psalm chapter 21, verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger.
Yeah, so that's why the scriptures say all the elements, get that, bro. All the elements shall melt firmly. Get that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Read that again.
Psalm chapter 21, verse 9. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger.
Meaning stubble. Whatever you throw in the oven or in the fire, it instantly adapts that heat. It takes on that heat. It takes on that temperature. All right, whatever temperature it is inside that oven, whatever you throw in there is going to take that over. Yeah.
It says, the Lord Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them.
That's it, man. That's what it's all about. That's what the Lord thinks of this place. That's what Yahweh Shemiel Shai thinks of America, man. All right, to burn it.
Second Peter speak.
After that, I'm going to step down and any brother want to come up.
This is 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness,
Yep.
but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
That's right. So the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, which is all his promises he made, promise to Abraham, that unto his son Isaac and Jacob, the Israelites, that we were going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, that he was going to save the seed. You know, all these promises that the Lord made with our forefathers. Another promise is that the Lord was not going to suffer wicked to be on the earth reigning and ruling anymore. You know, another promise, which is his word, was that the elder shall serve the younger. Esau got to serve us. You know what I'm saying? All these things are the promise of the Most High. But the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. Yeah.
That says, but the day, it says promise, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Yeah. So the Lord is not, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Show you that the Lord is a very patient man. The Most High, Yahweh Shemiel Shai, is very patient man. They're long suffering. They're gods. They got nothing but time. They got nothing but time. You know what? You think God's getting patient? Like, he's sitting on the throne, getting anxiety. Nah. They're very patient, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right, so the elements are going to melt with fervent heat. The day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. I'm good. The water, brother. Thank you. The water. You know what I'm saying? The day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night. The elements are going to melt with fervent heat. Elements are talking about everything that you see around you. All right, people. People, cars, the concrete, subway stations, the airplanes, the trees, the animals. Yeah.
It says, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
So that's okay.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Right, so that's a question. Knowing that all these things are going to happen, these things will be dissolved, America will be destroyed by fire, what manner of person are you to be? In all godliness and holy conversation. How are you going to conduct yourself, man? Are you going to repent, or are you going to continue to nigga and wait for your missile? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. I can ask a nigga that shit, like, nah, I'm good. That's all a nigga say, oh, I'm good. know what I mean? That was it.
Yeah, look, one more.
Yeah.
It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Okay, that's talking about them intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's gonna hit America, man. This place is gonna be like fervent heat. You see? And that's what people don't understand. Okay, but now people starting to realize it. That World War III is inevitable in America, man. All right? That's what people don't understand. Get Obadiah real quick, because what's going down is you got all these other countries that you think that's gonna be on America's side, but what? They have a plan against America, man. Because of why? Because of that Brexit and because of that black oil. Okay, that black gold, which is the oil, man. Okay, because guess what? All these other countries are tired of America, man. They're folly, man, and they're bullying, man. All right. So guess what they're doing? They're not using the U.S. currency anymore to get that black gold. They're all coming together and using their own currency. And what's that going to cause? That's going to cause World War III. And guess what? In World War III, all these countries are going to come together, okay, and pelt missiles here in America, man. That's written in the scriptures. But when you tell people that, they don't believe America will be destroyed. A lot of them will say, oh, when you Google it, America has way more missiles, they have way more army. Well, it doesn't matter, because all these other countries are going to come together and they're going to jump America anyway.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 4. It says, matter of fact, I'm sorry, that too. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Yeah, so the Lord said he made you Edomites small among the heathen, man. All right? I'm talking about you so-called white nation, because you're not white, you're really red. All right? You're small among all the heathen. That's why you guys do a lot of wordplay, man. You guys call yourself the majority, but really you're the minority. All right? The Israelites are the majority written in the scriptures, man. All right? We're the sands of the sea and like the stars of heaven. Go ahead, brother.
Thou art greatly despised.
Yeah, you're greatly despised. Can't you see? When people think about America, when they burn that American flag, they're not thinking about Negroes and so-called Hispanics and Native Americans. They think about Esau, Edom. They're thinking about so-called white people when they burn that American flag, man. When the people say death to America, they're not thinking about a Negro face, man.
Exactly.
We're straight in any country, man. They're thinking about straight up Edomites, man. Read that again.
It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Yeah, you Edomites are greatly despised, man. That's why you got the whole world, okay, protesting against George Floyd, because it's not really against George Floyd. It's really about what y'all doing to the children of Israel, man. Really, nobody likes you Edomites, man. They just respect your power for right now, because the Most High gave you power.
It says, the pride of thine heart had deceived thee.
And that's the code word, because who's the most proudest nation on the face of the planet? We all know that's Edomites, man. These so-called white people are the proudest people on the planet.
Say that. It's a scripture.
Yep.
It says, the pride of thine heart had deceived
Yeah,
thee.
so the pride of thine heart deceived thee, man. What? America's not gonna be great again, man. Okay, you got Edomites walking around talking about, oh, well, these niggas, white lives matter, and if these niggas want to burn an our flag, then we need to burn some niggers.
I got a precept right
Okay,
there.
brother.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee.
You see? That time is coming. That time is coming right now. Why? Because you're seeing the transfer of powers between Jacob and Esau, man. You're seeing Esau losing his power. So the Lord is stripping you Edomites from your power, man.
Yeah.
And that's through the prophets of the Lord. When you go to 1 Thessalonians, this is the brightness of his coming. Okay? That's the Lord doing that, man. The Lord is stripping you from your power. A case in point. I'm going to tell you a case in point, right? That cracker. There's no way in hell, all right, that Edomites will allow something like that to be put in the minds of Edomites around the world, man. There's a transition of power happening right now, man. And we all see it. You got your statues being taken down.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? That's never happened, man. There's a transition of power happening right before your eyes, man. You Edomites are finished.
Yeah, they want to take down Cesare Borgia because they say that's white, which it is. It is white supremacy.
This is back in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Yeah, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. See, those are the code names. Those are characteristics the Lord described so that we can know, hold up, oh shit, that's you, what so-called white people. You're the Edomites. Because who dwells in the clefts of the rocks? That's why you Edomites call yourself Caucasians, man. But your real biblical name is Esau Edom. All right? You're the only nation that got no repentance, man, and rightfully so, man. I'm tired of seeing you Edomites, you heathens ruling, man.
It says, whose habitation is high.
See? Whose habitation is high. When you go everywhere Esau Edom conquered, they always got tall buildings, right? And what happens after that? Moab and all the other heathens want to go and follow them. You see? But their habitation is high. Esau likes to be all the way up to 50th floor, 30th floor, 27th floor. Okay, that's Esau Edom for you. Go ahead, brother.
It says, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
See what the Lord is doing? The Lord is showing you the characteristic of a nation of people. That's what the Heavenly Father is doing. He said, look, these people are prideful, they dwell in the clefts of the rock. Okay?
It says, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle.
See, and that's what they do. All right? The eagle is one of the, first of all, the eagle is one of the filthiest birds, flying animals. Okay? And two, the eagle is a representation of the pride that Esau Edom has. Why? Because that eagle is a prideful bird, man. Because it flies the highest. And actually, I don't know if the eagle could see the furthest too. I'm not too sure about that, but I gotta look that up with the animal.
The most keenest eyesight.
Has the most keenest. Okay.
Eyesight. It can see from very far, and it can see. It has like natural. What you call it?
Zoom in.
Sonar.
Yeah. You know,
Not sonar, but
however way to magnify their eyes, man. It has that natural.
They're like high predators. That's why they're so prideful.
That's where you get the term eagle eye. You know what I'm saying? Because they do see very, very, very well. You know?
Right. That's exactly. Yep. That was said perfectly. So that's exactly what it is. The Lord is showing you the characteristic of a nation of people. And I did a video on it a couple years ago, and I might do another video to it. But when you go to all the places that these Edomites conquered, they all got that eagle, man. Spain, Germany, of course America, Poland, Russia. I think Russia has it. There's a video I did on it, man. All right. They use that eagle as their pride. Oh, and you go back to the Romans, the Roman army, the Centurions. They used to walk around with a golden with a bronze eagle. You see? Go ahead, brother. When they went on expeditions.
And Jake adopted that eagle during the time of the Dark Ages. The Holy Roman Empire adopted that eagle. That's why you see that double-headed eagle looking the opposite sides.
Yeah.
That's because the Holy Roman Empire adopted that eagle. You see what I'm saying? Because they came up during the time of, Nerva, Calcara, Septimius Severus, so on and so forth. They came up as rulers in the Roman Empire. So then they started adopting it when they broke off. But really that goes back to Esau. So did we really have that first? No, it was Esau that had that first. That eagle. We had that lion.
Yeah.
You got certain tribes that's represented as a wolf. Certain tribes is represented as an ox. What does it say about Naphtali, right? He's a strong ass. Then you got a strong
It's
a call. Then you got another tribe that's represented as an ox. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So on and so forth. All right? And those are strong beasts, but that eagle is, you know what I'm saying, that the real proud, arrogant spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said
Definitely Esau.
Jake took it on too. Yeah, he said it's got the Mexican flag got an eagle in it. I believe it's double. I believe it's double headed, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they was conquered, so you gotta factor that in there too. They was conquered by them goddamn Spaniards, man.
Yeah.
So that's why. Even a lot of colors, the colors of these flags, that don't go back to Jake. A lot of these colors go back to the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, all right, the Dutch, okay, the Belgium, all right. Now the Belgium are coming out. The Belgian people are coming out saying, "Oh, we apologize to the people of the Congo." A lot of them people were Israelites. They apologizing to the people of the Congo. We sorry that we took your half kids. Yeah, that's you can put it up there. We took your half kids, so on and so forth, and we because at one point they were pretty much trying to suppress Jake, and then they say, you know what? even have kids, we're gonna take them because we don't know what to do with them. We're gonna either put them up for adoption and so on and so forth, or just make them a goddamn serf. All right. Then what they ended up doing was just taking a lot of kids away from their mothers, man. All right. No, I'm good. Go
It
ahead, brother.
says, verse 4. So I can finish it off in verse 3. Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yeah, and that's what they say. That's what they say in their mind, man. That's how they're so bold. That's why they have something called a space force. Because in their mind, because they know about the Lord, man. They know about the chariots, okay, that circle around the earth. And really, when they did a story. They said a lot of chariots right here in America, man. Okay, so they know about the chariots. But what they actually think they could beat the Lord, though? Read that again. They actually think that they could win against the Lord.
It says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yeah, they're not talking about mere. I mean, of course they're talking about mere men because they took over the whole world, but they're really talking about the Lord, man. That's how much pride they got, man. Who shall bring us down to who shall cut us down to the ground? They think that they could defeat Yahweh Shai when he comes back and cracks them skies, man. You see? Because they had the history of our Lord, man. They had the history of Yahweh Shai walking the earth. I can't find this book. It's a book called something with the Romans, but they with the sea, they used to write to each other, and they talked about a Judean that they had a problem with, that they thought he was doing sorcery, man. That was talking about Yahweh Shai. You see?
Well, you had a lot of niggas back then that was doing sorcery too, brother. You got a lot of jakes that was doing sorcery back then too, brother. But sorcery is not nothing new. It ain't start with Chris Angel and them goddamn people, man. You know what I'm saying? You had jakes back then.
Abraham's father.
Well, yeah, that's why the Most High took Abraham from him.
Yeah.
Took him from out of there, and pretty much was that was the royal seed, pretty much still around there, man. All right. You see what I'm saying? That was still the royal seed that was there, but the Heavenly Father took Abraham up out of it. All right. You see what I'm saying? But it was sorcerers back then, even sorcerers during the time of Yahweh Shai, brother. Remember, you had women.
Simon the sorcerer.
Simon the sorcerer. Then you had the woman. Who was that woman? The witch of Endor. You know what I'm saying? That was during the time of Saul.
Saul when he went.
So that's not nothing new, brother. Sorcery is nothing new. Jake done dealt with all kind of wickedness, man. That's why the scripture spoke about it before time about them with familiar spirits. Cause see, the Most High deal with faith, man. But them demons, man, they'll show you a couple things for you to keep coming on onto the dark side now. All right.
It reads on to say in Obadiah, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
Yeah, you're right. And though you set your nest amongst the stars. Where's your nest at? Talking about the heavens, man. Meaning outer space, okay? You got your satellites there. God knows whatever else you got going on. Okay, because we all know, all right, that those satellites are weapons too, man. Okay, the information came out that you got lasers on those satellites, man. All right, and what's that for? That's not for us. All right. You got your space stations. Nobody knows what's going on in that space station, man. But we all know what's going on, man. You got weapons strategically placed, okay? So when the Messiah comes back, man.
So Obadiah 1. That's Obadiah.
Obadiah, yeah.
Reading on it, it says, though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh.
And really, that happened in 1969, man. Okay, that's what yeah, that happened in 1969 with Abba Bivens, man. The Spirit of the Lord came upon that man to preach the gospel, man, and to bring in His truth. And then came in One West. Okay, then our elders after that. Okay, then the apostle all the way to now, man. Look at what the Lord is doing, because it's really not us of our works. Y'all battling that Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You people are carnal, all right? There's a Spirit of the Lord flooding this place. Next, the Lord's about to get carnal on you, man. Look, Yahweh's about to send Yahweh Shai, all right, to blast you Edomites, man. Okay? Because you Edomites are proud, man. You Edomites are freaking proud, man. You got your AI intelligence, all right, which is your angels, okay, try to battle against the Lord, man. You're gonna lose.
Yeah, bro. Get that. Yeah.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. And it reads, then shall the wicked be revealed.
Yeah, that wicked shall be revealed. Who's the wicked? Isn't that a capital W, right? It's a capital W?
No.
Yeah, so that's talking about a wicked nation of people, man. That's Esau, Edom. Because why? It wasn't revealed back in those times, man. Okay? They didn't know who the wicked was. They didn't know who the sons of perdition was, man. But guess what? We do. We know who the wicked is, man. The wicked is a nation of people. You so-called white people. You are Esau, Edom. You're the nation of wickedness, man. Okay?
It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, and that's what's happening right now. These Edomites are being consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth, which is the prophets. You see what I'm saying? And that's why this place is spiritually being broken down, man. Because why? Just like what the elder said earlier, there was brothers that have been prophesying for years, man, but we're seeing it happening now. Why is that happening? Okay? The spirit of the Lord, man. Yeah, finish reading that.
It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
So the Lord's going to destroy, soon as Yahweh sends his own begotten son Yahweh Shai, he's going to destroy you heathens, man. Especially you Edomites.
It says, even him whose coming is at the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders.
And that's you Edomites, man, with all power and signs and lying wonders. That's your sorcery, okay? That's your indoctrination, okay, of your religion, all right? Your wicked laws, okay? Your technology, all that is coming down, man. And first of all, your lies, man. Okay, your lies are coming down too.
Verse 10, it says, and with all deceitfulness.
Yeah, because these people are the masters of deception, man. These Edomites are masters of deception. Why is it that we only learn about a history from the 1600s in school, right? Why is that? Why is that, though? Why is it that we only learn, so-called black people only learn about the history in the 1600s? What's before the 1600s? Because we was ruling, you devils. You see that? We ruled Europe for over 1,000 years. How about that? What about the children of Israel? Okay? What about during the time when King David was ruling? How come we don't learn about that? So everything's been lies, man. Why do we even have something called whitewash? Because they lied about everything.
It says of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, and that they might be saved.
Yeah, because it's impossible for these people to get right, man. It's impossible for the wicked to be righteous. You see?
This is the book of Job,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you Edomites got to come down, man. It's going to be what? Through the power of the Lord. You see, we're not carnal, we're spiritual, man. We're spiritually breaking, we're spiritually chanting down America, which is Babylon, man. Okay? That's why this place is being destroyed from within. America is being destroyed from the inside out, man. America's being destroyed from the inside out. And the only people that's making it out of America is the elect, man. Alright? The elect, you so-called black Native Americans. All you Edomites are going to be a sacrifice here, man.
It's Isaiah 47:1.
Huh?
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, oh virgin daughter of Babylon. That's talking about you Edomites controlling America, man. Lord said, come sit in the dust. What does that mean? Confusion, man. Isn't there not confusion here in Babylon? Oh, of course, Babylon does mean confusion. So Babylon's playing out to his name. There's hella confusion out here, man. People don't know if they should social distance, if they should not. If they should wear a mask. Are we going to open up? Are we not going to open up? People don't know if they got a job or if they don't have a job.
It says, sit on the ground. There is no throne.
There's no throne. Why? Because your money is depreciating, man. Nobody wants to barter with you anymore. Nobody wants to break bread on America no more. Because why? Because your money means nothing anymore. You see? Everybody's stabbing America in the back. Why do you have something called Brexit? What's that about?
It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Yeah, oh daughter of the Chaldeans, another code name for you Edomites, another code name for America, which is definitely going to be destroyed. America must be destroyed, man.
right?
For thou shalt not be called, thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Why is America not going to be no more called tender and delicate? Why? Because World War III is going to come to the shores of America, man. Don't you know that they're... Why do you think they're talking about getting rid of police, man? You think they're doing it because they care about niggas? They don't give a shit about niggas, man. They...
This is how they're gonna get so-called. This is what they're saying. How they want to get rid of the police department, law enforcement, by defunding them. All right, meaning all of the government money that sponsors the law enforcement agencies throughout America, they want the government to stop giving that money, all right, to these law enforcement agencies, all right, to pretty much deplete them to where niggas in the hood, all right, and throughout the world, all right, of America is going to have free reign for total anarchy, man. All right, because just imagine the hood without the, you know, of course the law enforcement is wicked, but you niggas, you niggas, it's going to be hey, America's going to be a third world country, man. All right, so this is all. I hope it happens, honestly, because you know why? Through the spirit, all right, we got the protection of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and the 2/3 Most High is going to let loose on them. He's going to allow all these things to, you know, to build up, and it's just going to backfire, man. All right, you niggas aren't equipped to police your own selves. You don't even want to get down with the dietary law of the Most High.
Right.
What the hell makes you think you can survive, all right, without any type of law and order, if you will, man? You know what I'm saying? Although the law enforcement agencies are wicked, you know what I'm saying? All they do is, you know, oppress you, Jake, kill you, Jake. But at the end of the day, a nigga, like I said, went into it, a nigga would be quick to be like, to straighten up. You know, when the damn police come around, you turn his radio down, you know what I'm saying? All right, and getting some kind of civil order. But man, hey, Most High is causing this thing to break down, man.
Yeah, man.
You know? Rightfully so.
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Yeah, blow you the trumpet in Zion, man. That's what we're doing, man. We are blowing the trumpet to you so-called Black Native Americans. We're blowing the trumpet. We're warning you about martial law. We're warning you about the concentration camps. We're warning you about the famine. We're warning you about who the devil is, which is Esau, Edom. We're warning you about. We're warning you about the concentration camps. I said that before. But they're getting ready to come down with great wrath. Oh, we're warning you about the market crash. Why did I tell you people that the dollar is about to crash? Now, rumor is I'm here in November. You see, they're not telling you people about the storm that's ready to come.
It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Yes, a trumpet, okay, back in the ancient times is what Israel, what the watchers of Israel would do to warn their people of up and coming trouble. That's why the apostles say it's important to know your history and to go into these movies so we can understand, okay, a better vision of what was going on. All right?
It says, sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
So what's the Lord's holy mountain? The holy mountain of the Lord is his people, man. All right? You so-called blacks, you so-called Spanish, you so-called Native Americans. You're the holy mountain.
It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yeah, because we ain't the only ones. Listen, so-called Black Native men, you Israelites, we ain't gonna be the only one catching hell. The whole world's about to catch hell, man. All hell's breaking loose upon the whole. When the Lord, listen, when the Lord comes back to visit the earth, all right, it's all that shit, all hell and everything is gonna be a whole bunch of confusion. But the Lord's gonna come and finish up shop. When we talk about the coming of the Lord, we talk about Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, because the Lord sees coming immediately after tribulation. We're warning you, we're getting you people ready for the marriage to prepare yourself for Jacob's trouble.
Yep. Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Yeah.
Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord Yahweh had not done it?
Yeah, exactly. So, shall a trumpet be blown and the people? Read that one more time. That's
Amos
deep right there, man.
chapter 3, verse 6.
Yeah.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
But that's the thing. A trumpet is being blown in the city, and the people are not afraid. The people are not afraid. You know what the people say? Oh, you guys been talking about the Lord's coming. Oh, you guys been talking about hell's gonna break loose. Things are still going on as normal. Oh, are you sad because things are going back to normal? That's what I had a family member say. Oh, are you sad because things go back? So they scoffed him, man. All right? We know shit ain't going back to normal, all right?
This is the new normal, man. You know?
Yeah,
It says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh had not done it?
Yeah, it says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Heavenly Father, but now Yahweh hasn't done it? You people give credence to Satan. Don't you know that Satan, okay, is an angel that was created by Yahweh Shai? Huh? These people are unlearned, man. Satan is taking orders from Yahweh Shai as we speak right now.
This is back in Joel chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. There's
Yeah.
a morning.
Yeah, and that's talking about the missiles, man. It is gonna be like dark. It's gonna be like clouds, man. Can you imagine 200 million missiles hitting this place? No. That's why the scripture said that this place is gonna burn like an oven, that ancient oven, man. This place is gonna cook. 200 million missiles gonna hit this place. Read that again. What did it say?
It says a day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Well, a day of clouds and thick darkness. What is that metaphor for? What does a cloud and thick darkness do? It covers the sun. It makes everything gloomy. You see? That's how many missiles gonna be hitting this. It's gonna be out here in America, man.
As the morning spread upon the mountain,
Yeah.
a great people and a strong.
Yeah, because these missiles are going to be on a mission, man. All your THAAD missiles that America has, and mind you, I seen it myself that they gave it to one of them Ishmaelites, and that shit didn't even work, man. Your THAAD defense missiles does not work, and the Lord's going to put the spirit on the missiles to dip them anyway, man. Yeah, bro.
It says there had not been ever the like.
Yeah, there's not going to be ever the like when the Lord uses these men, all right, to make their wicked inventions of these intercontinental missiles, because please believe they got missiles that they're not going to talk to us about. They have missiles that are insane, man. The Lord's never going to do that again, man. We're not going to have men to build missiles again, man. That's a destructive weapon. I mean, you're using stuff down to the molecular level, man.
It says, a great people and a strong, there had not been ever the like.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great people and a strong. You know what? That's not actually talking about people. It's talking about the missiles, man. All right, because the missiles going to have one projectile projection. America, man. Babylon, man. All right. So that's why they're strong people. Why? Because there's 200 million of them. The scripture says 200,000.
It says, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Right, because after World War III, after these intercontinental ballistic missiles are shot, there's never going to be missiles like that created again, man. There's never going to be missiles ever created again on the face of the planet after this, man. This is the one and done thing, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, a fire devoureth before them.
Right, a fire devours before them. Same thing John the Revelator seen. That line that had that mouth. You see? Go ahead.
And behind them a flame burneth.
And behind them a flame burneth. That's the what? That's the fishtail. That's the rocket fuel, man. The engine. Yep, that's the engine. And, you know, the brother could go when the brother goes and knows a lot about the intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Through the spirit of the Lord. You know? Me and him been going into it, you know? Yeah, brother.
It says, neither shall be any more. No, it's like it. It says, a fire devoureth before them, verse 3.
Yeah, because why does it say a fire devours before them, man? Okay, because it's straight destruction before them. These missiles do hurt, man. These people really think that these countries not gonna use these missiles, man.
It says, and behind them a flame burneth.
Yeah, but just like the brother said, that's the engine behind the intercontinental ballistic missile. That's the engine propelling them to go to this point. Go ahead, brother.
It says, the land is as a garden of Eden before them.
Right, meaning everything's normal before a shot. Go ahead.
It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
And behind them, just meaning that everything that they go through is utterly obliterated, man. There's nothing surviving, man. You look what happened to look what the atomic bomb did. What do you think the nuclear? Oh man, these people are finished, man. The Lord made a perfect weapon, man. A perfect weapon of destruction.
That's right. It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Look at that. You see? Why? It's the spirit, and nothing shall escape them. So when people talk about, I'm gonna go underground. Listen, them missiles are gonna go underground, man. The only ones that's gonna make it underground, that's gonna survive, is those multi-billionaires and millionaires. But you niggas that want to pay a couple thousand for underground bunkers here in America, America's gonna be destroyed, man.
I got something to pass. This is 2 Peter.
What you got?
You know what? Well, being that you already in that verse, the chapter, start at 3.
At 3?
And then you can read down. You can keep reading.
It's 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there should come in the last days scoffers.
We were talking about that earlier, brother. You know what I'm saying? You have a family member that said, "Oh, you mad because, or you mad because things going back to normal." You know,
Somebody said that to you?
Yeah, somebody. You know what I'm saying? You always
family
show, you know.
You see how it's going to
No, the scripture just said, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, okay? All right, so you're a damn scoffer, and the Most High going to destroy you. All right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the cat last night, Jake, I know in the world. So I put that on my life, that everything that you're saying is not true.
Oh, really?
I'm like, wow.
You put it
What?
in his
Yo,
life.
that's
life. Yeah. He just made it that much easier.
Your own mouth condemning you.
Yeah, I know that. I'm like, yeah, man. Put out my shoes, you can them.
Go ahead, brother.
It says, in the last days, scoffers walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of his coming? But since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation.
But here's what they don't understand. Don't you realize when you say these things, you don't understand that the Lord still brought judgment upon the world? Where do you get the flood from? If things continue as they were, right, like the scriptures say, from the beginning of the creation, why did the flood come? Think. Why did the flood come? Everything continues as it was before.
Right.
From the beginning, as it was from the beginning of the creation, why did the flood come?
Right. How that happened. Right. And
Right.
he say that's not true.
You see? That shows you the Most High really put a reprobate spirit on these 2/3 and these other nations, man.
I got something. Go ahead. It says, Genesis chapter 6, verse 4, and there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old and of renown. And the Most High Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
This is pre-flood history. Pre-flood history. Before the Most High brought the flood, this is what the Most High said concerning the world at hand. The world that was actually existing at that time. Because of man's heart was so damn wicked, and all he thought was wickedness, the Lord said what? Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord Yahweh said, verse 7, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
So what did the Most High do to those that was being wicked? Did he do nothing? He just sit around and nothing happened? Absolutely not. The Lord said, I'm going to destroy them. And how did he destroy them?
Both man and beast and the creeping things and the fowls of the air, for you repent to me that I have made them. Now I'll jump straight to the point.
Go ahead.
You wanted, they said flood.
There it is, man. Because that's the thing about it, man. That's why the scriptures say that the fools have no knowledge, no understanding. All right? Because if you really understood, all right, what happened in the past, you would understand what's going to happen here in the future. All right? For the very same thing that the Most High brought the flood upon the world at that time, in the ancient world, is the reason why he's going to bring it another flood, but not by water, but he's going to bring another great judgment upon the world, all right, for the increase of wickedness from that time until now.
Now this is Genesis chapter 7. I'll start at 1. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation.
This is the stand that we pray and we hope to be in diligence, all right, to show. We want to be in the spirit of Noah. We're fighting to be like Noah because what did Noah do? He was out and prophesying for 120 years, bro. Being scoffed at, being mocked at, being ridiculed, right? Just like the prophets have always been. Noah was a great forefather, a great prophet. All right, we doing the same thing. All right, in the spirit. Go ahead.
Every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, and male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two.
Right, so that's another falsity that they got. Everybody that knows about the story of Noah, they always say God took 2 of each creature. No, He took 7 of the ones that you could actually, that was according to the dietary law, which was oral at the time. All right, clean beasts because you had to eat. All right, Noah and his family had to eat. All right, and they ate what? They ate lawful foods. And the Lord said, all right, you're going to take 7 of the clean animals, 1 of each, one, male and female, 7 of each. And you're going to take 2 of the unclean. All right, go ahead.
And of the beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female.
Exactly, go ahead.
Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days I will cause it to rain upon the earth, 40 days and 40 nights.
Mind you, the earth, and on the earth at that time, there was no such thing as rain. There was no such thing as condensation, precipitation. You know, you would know. You fresh up out of school, brother. What's the other term they call, the precipitation? Yeah, I said that. Condensation, precipitation. It's a cycle of how rain comes about, man. Evaporation. Those are probably the 3 main ones. All right, there was no such thing as that. The Lord caused the dew to come from. That's what I was thinking about. There you go. The Lord caused the dew to come from up under the earth. That's how fertile, all right, and strong the earth was.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
It says, yet 7 days I will cause it to rain upon the earth, 40 days and 40 nights.
40 days and 40 nights. That never happened. And guess what? This was a non-stop rain that came, the scriptures tell you, even from under the earth and above out of the firmament. Constant. So the Lord pretty much had the waters like this come down on the earth.
It says, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I.
You also got to make this point to edify. And also, dealing with the flood, that also created the breaking up of the tectonic plates that you call, Pangea. All right, and that you would call the continents now. At this time, before all right, the flood waters came from under the earth and above the earth. All right, all the earth was one landmass. All right, all the continents was one landmass. All right, until this point, when the Most High caused that great waters to come from above and below the earth, it broke up the which we now have continents with different islands.
Right. It says that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord Yahweh commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth.
That in itself right there is heavy. You see how long men lived back then? 600 years old? All right?
It says, and Noah went in, it's like it, and Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls and of everything that creepeth upon the earth, there went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as the Most High Yahweh had commanded Noah.
Right, and also, this is the Most High's way of preserving, all right, the seed, all right, of the righteous and repopulating the earth again. The same spirits that was destroyed came back through this family. All right, in particular, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, the 3 sons of Noah. See, this is how the world was repopulated again, with who we see now on the earth. Okay, so although see this is what the Most High did in the past, right? And this is where we find ourselves at now, and we're a living testimony to it. All right, because our forefathers, our nation comes out of Shem. The so-called African nation comes out of Ham. The so-called Polynesian race comes out of Japheth. And those are the 3 main men that the world was repopulated again with 17 nations on this earth. Now, those same spirits that was doing wickedness, they got destroyed. They came back through those men. Because there's a such thing as what? Reincarnation.
It says, and it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same were all the fountains of the great deep broken up.
The same of the great fountains of the great deep under the earth broken up. The Lord caused water to come from under the earth because there was already water coming from under the earth because there was a what? Great dew. Right? And where was this dew coming from? Under the earth. There was no such thing as rain. So what else?
It says, and the windows of heaven.
Then the windows, above the earth, the sky, right? The heavens, he caused water to come down from. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights.
And the rain was upon the earth below and above 40 days and 40 nights. All right, like this. The Lord engulfed and destroyed everything, man. That was the judgment. And that was a horrible way to die. Because that's suffocation. That's suffocation. You know? Now, how much more now? Now, when you know that? Yeah. Go to 2 Peter 2 and
Back at 2 Peter 2 and 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? But since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation.
See how reprobate they are, bro? See how reprobate they are? Because the Lord already destroyed all them wicked motherfuckers in the past. And they came back saying this crap. And we talking about Israelites now. We're talking about the sons of God, right? The wicked amongst them, man. We just read how what the judgment was at the beginning of creation. The flood.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen now?
Verse 5, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water went in the water.
Hey, standing out of the water and in the water, man. That's that heavy rain from above and below. Go ahead.
It says, what about the world that then was being overflowed with water perished?
That's right.
What
did the Lord do? He killed all of them, man. He brought judgment upon them, man. The Lord didn't just sit there and not do nothing. Niggas allowed them to do all that wickedness and get away with it. The Lord killed them, man. Go ahead.
It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store.
The heavens and earth is the same earth. Don't you know we're living on the same earth that the Most High created from the beginning? We're looking at the same sun, the same moon that the Most High created from the beginning.
It's the same word.
The same word. And the Lord, what? Malachi 3 verse 6. Hebrews 13 and 8. Hey man, right? It says, but the heavens and the earth, which we are on, the earth didn't go nowhere. It's the same earth that Adam was created on. The same earth. Okay? It said what? Which are now, by the same word, are kept in store. Read on.
Reserved unto fire.
Reserved unto what?
Unto fire.
Now it's reserved unto fire. Then we come in. Since when did the Lord bring the great judgment, like in the past, like with water? When did the Lord bring the fire? It ain't come. But he brought the water. We know that for a fact. All nations on this earth got a record of the flood. The epic of Gilgamesh. Alright? The other different, I don't know, I'm not going to try to say it and remember the name.
Egypt, like they have to.
Yeah, in Egypt. Yeah, they got, every nation, the Chinese and the Japanese, they got records of the flood. Hell, the ark itself has been found, which you can find it in the scriptures. It was confirmed by archaeologists to be on Mount Ararat. That's what it tells you. That it tells us that in the scriptures. They found gopher wood on the Mount of Ararat. What is that? That's the wood that Noah used to build the ark. The same earth, brother. So Yahweh Shai is real. It's true. It's true.
It says reserved unto fire.
It's reserved unto fire. So you want to feel that fire? You want to feel that fire? Because it's going to come, and we know very well these thermonuclear missiles are real. Hey, there was an Edomite by the name of Abraham Esau. This ain't science fiction. This is reality, man. There's an actual man by the name of Abraham Esau who founded the Uranium Club. And they took his studies and they advanced it to create the Manhattan Project, which you got the nuclear technology, man. That's the fire the scripture's talking about. The nuclear missiles. This is the fire that the Lord is reserved.
It says reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Was not the flood a judgment?
Yes.
And the perdition of ungodly men back then? So what's going to be the judgment and the perdition of ungodly men right now? Because without a shadow of a doubt, the wicked is in rulership.
2 Peter 2:5. And spared not the old world, but saved Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
Bringing in the what?
It says bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
In the flood upon the world of the ungodly, bro. See? So all that stuff in this vein, brother. I know it us as men, yeah, we get pissed off. We get pissed the hell off when we as scoffers. But you know what? Now that we really understand this thing more deeper and more deeper through the grace and spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? They can scoff all they want. They're gonna be destroyed. Because this, hey man, them demons back there in the time of Noah, you know they were saying all kinds of shit. Man. For 120 years, that's a long freaking time, bro. That's 4 times our lifespan in this time. We can't even proceed to live that long in this time. Yeah, brother. Think about that, right? Imagine the kind of hell Noah was catching just by building the ark, and these damn demons, all right, are nagging him and badgering him all day long.
Doing this for 60 years.
And bragging to him about the wickedness that they're about to commit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine.
I got something. This is Jude, 7th verse. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire, man. Now that Sodom and Gomorrah was an example for wickedness, man. All right? Now what place trumps Sodom and Gomorrah? Is not America worse than Sodom and Gomorrah? Wait, because Sodom, it was more than Sodom and Gomorrah. It was 5 cities, right?
Yes, it was, brother.
How many? Okay, matter of fact,
Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboam, and Zoar.
And Zoar. And isn't America that great city? That's way more than 5 cities.
Spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah. Spiritually Sodom and Egypt.
And what the Lord called it? The Lord called the place spiritual Sodom and Egypt, and he said that great city.
Yeah.
Oh, look, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner give themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil dignities. Is that not America right now?
Absolutely. What are the acts that Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities? What were they? What were they sin? What were they? That fornication and going after strange flesh talk about? Homosexuality, lesbianism, transgenderism. All right. Does not America push that heavily? They push it heavily. All right. That's the same acts, all right, of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's simple, man.
I got a testimony. I'm going to Home Depot. Actually, go pick up, some food the other day, and it vexed my spirit because I'm online and I'm thinking it's an Edomite she-male. I mean, I'm thinking it was a she-male, but I'm thinking it's an Edomite female, but it's an Edomite she-male, man. And I'm talking about. I had such a confused look in my face because I was like stuck. I'm just like, we gotta get out of here, man, because it really disturbs us, man.
Brother,
You thinking you paying? I'm paying to a woman is a fucking man, man. That we gotta look at, and then say, oh, this is gonna go up. I'm like, oh, yep, hey, bless America. The Lord gotta destroy this place, man.
and He will. According to the Bible, we reading it, brother. Read it again.
Yep.
Let it sink in.
Yep. You gonna sink
You
it
gotta
in.
let these. You gotta let these
sir.
things sink in.
This says.
Because now they what? They hey, like I read earlier in 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter, it says, how much more now has the wickedness grown up into this time? They become more advanced in the wickedness. How? All right, Esau studies the body, he studies your hormones, and he fucking manipulates your hormones now. All right, so he's able to make you sound like a opposite sex, make you look more like the opposite sex. They can Botox your face, all right. They can give you implants on your body, all right. So they can do surgery on you, all right, and mutilate you to make you look like the opposite sex, all right.
And the scriptures say also, anybody that comes up the privy part can't enter the kingdom of heaven. So,
Yeah, it says the law even says he that the law even says he that is wounded in the stones can't even enter into the congregation. And this is an Israelite. If you got your balls are pretty much your testicles are pretty much useless. You through.
The Lord wants to be for multiply. He ain't make us to be stagnant, bro. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? This is Jude. Oh, this is Jude, verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
Strange flesh is animals. Animals, man. That's what? Zoophilia. All right? Bestiality. Hey, it's legal here in the states of the USA. Bestiality, man. See? This is truly the spiritual Sodom in Egypt.
Number concerning German uranium club, which the elder made mention of earlier. This was founded by Abraham Esau.
And what we're reading about to read about is details going back into the scriptures of how the Lord said the heavens and earth that are now are reserved unto fire. This is how the Most High make this thing come to pass. By using what? Men. As he always did. Just like he used the prophets. He used, it says that, get that in somewhere, it's somewhere in Psalms where he says, men that are thy hand. Alright?
Okay, got you.
But the Lord uses men on this earth to do his will. Go ahead.
It says, German nuclear weapons program, World War II weapons project. The German nuclear weapons program, informally known as Uranium Club was an unsuccessful scientific effort led by Germany to research and develop the atomic bomb during World War II. It went through several phases of work, but in the words of a historian, it was ultimately frozen at the laboratory level with the modest goal to build a nuclear reactor which could sustain a nuclear fission chain reaction.
Nuclear fission chamber. What is that? That is the pretty much the formula. The formula of a nuclear explosion. Okay? The two main components of a nuclear missile is uranium and plutonium. Those are the two main elements that the Most High has on this earth, and he revealed to Esau, literally Esau, Abraham, Esau, all right, on this matter. Go ahead.
To build a nuclear reactor which could sustain a chain reaction. To build a nuclear reaction which could sustain a nuclear fission chain reaction for a significant amount of time, and to achieve the complete separation of at least tiny amount of the uranium isotopes.
Isotopes. Read that up. This is how the Most High did this thing.
Psalm 17 and verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Lord.
Matter of fact, go to the.
It says, arise, O Lord, disappoint him.
How about that? See? Because what is this all coming? What is this all coming into the form of? It's coming into the form of world war. All right, Armageddon. Most High is using this so-called white man, all right, to bring about his agenda, bring about his new world order that he wants to accomplish, and he's going to be disappointed because he has the sword. That's his blessing, but he's going to be disappointed in that blessing. All right, go ahead.
It says, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
And you're being cast down, right? Just like the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter speaks about. Sit in the dust. Come down, O daughter of Babylon, and sit in the dust. In the confusion. You being brought down. All right? You're being exposed. All right? You know? Come on, brother. Hello. You got that info.
Verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Lord.
From men which are thy hand, O Lord. The wicked which is thy sword. See? That's it.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point, brother.
Yeah. And this is the reason why you saw physicists and engineers and scientists such as Albert Einstein, and who was the one that said, I am become deaf?
Yeah, that's Robert Oppenheimer.
Robert Oppenheimer. Now check this out. Now, from the same source, politicization, I can't really pronounce it correctly, of the German academia under the National Socialist regime, had driven many physicists, engineers, and mathematicians out of Germany. As early as 1933.
Now, mind you, does not the scripture speak about the wise men of Teman? Remember in Habakkuk where it says the Lord came from Teman? Hey, the Lord's really working on these devils' minds.
Yo,
man.
weirdo, man. It says those of so-called Jewish heritage who did not leave were quickly purged from German institutions, further tinning the ranks of academia.
Yeah. Hey, the Most High rose them up with that intellect. He gave them that intellect. The Most High gave them damn Edomites that intellect, man. So they can do his bidding, right?
It says the politicization of the universities, along with the demand for manpower by the German armed forces, many scientists and technical personnel were conscripted despite possessing useful skills.
You know what? And through the spirit, what I'm thinking about back in Genesis through the Spirit, I'm thinking about the son Tubal-Cain too. Tubal-Cain, y'all remember him? Yeah. And Tubal-Cain, what he was a artificer, a cunning artificer in weaponry, man. All right, and he was a son of Cain. All right, and this is the offspring. This is the descendants of who we're speaking about. We're speaking about the so-called white man, the Edomites. These are his descendants. All right.
Now the word constrict means to mobilize, draft, call up. Now it says many scientists and technical personnel were conscripted, called up, despite possessing useful skills, substantially reduced the number of able German physicists. That's why we saw all these different German scientists doing the Manhattan Project, such as Robert Oppenheimer, Otto Hahn, Albert Einstein.
So everybody needed some of these Germans. Like everybody.
Right. They all left because they were getting kicked out. They were getting kicked out of Germany. You know. So
everybody got a little bit of
that's the spirit that caused that to happen, so they can come over here.
Wow. It says at the end of the war.
Right, where did they end up? They ended up over in America.
Yeah. It says at the end of the war, the Allied powers competed to obtain surviving components of the nuclear industry. Why is that?
Right, why is that?
Why is that? Because over the process of time, these same top high-ranking official physicists, scientists, and engineers came up with the development of what was known as the atomic bomb.
That's right, brother.
That's why
World War II, right? World War II. Yeah.
Man, this is a
Hey, you know what? Let's get for the sake of the scriptures, Revelation 19. Because this is what we're dealing with. We're literally through the Spirit. The Spirit is moving us to get into to actually speak prophecy as it happened in history, man. Right?
Yeah, man.
18. Yeah, 11.
Okay. This is Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns.
Oh, you get that part where it says testimony, the Spirit.
Oh, yeah, okay, I go. I go. Matter of fact, okay, it's 10, right? Yeah. This is Revelation 19:10. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
That's it. And through the Spirit, that's what we're going into, man. All right, we're going into the prophecy, all right, of the fire. Oh, we gotta go back to 2 Peter. The fire that the Lord reserved this world for. Just like back in the past, He reserved it unto water. All right, He brought that judgment of water, but now it's going to be unto fire. We're reading how these things are actually coming to play.
Check this out. One more time. Now, and during the Uranian Club, you had a first part of it, and you had the second part of it, right? The Uranian Club.
Yeah.
Now, check this out. It says the second Uranian, meaning Uranian Club in German, began after the HWA squeezed out the, I can't really pronounce that word, it's too long. But I'll just jump straight to the point. This second Uranian Club was formed on the 1st of September 1939, the day World War II began.
Yo, that's, see?
Why is that, man?
What's the odds of that? Wow.
And had its first meeting on the 16th of September 1939. So these devils, the Spirit of the Lord moved these devils with the knowledge to come together to formulate ideas on how to develop a massive structure capable of wiping out the whole earth ultimately. Because first it was the atomic bombs, back in a little boy, now they have what is known as ICBM, also known as fusion bombs, because it's a combination of fission and fusion.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
So now everything is just crazy, man. Just like the Tsar bomber. They said the Tsar bomber was initially at a yield of about 101.2 megatons of TNT. But they had to cut it in half because of so much power. So at least like 50 megatons.
But they said now with the fusion, it's going to be even crazier now, right?
Yeah, well, the fission and fusion, which that was a part of the mechanics of the Tsar bomb, which was the first, really like the first ICBM. So they cut it in half to 50 megatons of TNT, but the blast was so strong that the shockwaves went around the Earth, shattering windows at very long distances, miles away. That's just like the Satan II missile. But now they have a newer version of the Satan II missile, which that's like a single ICBM in itself, but then you also have more ICBM missiles. More, it's like basically ICBMs that have multiple warheads.
Yeah. Okay, so that's warheads. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
It's called MARV.
MARV. Okay, yeah. That's the most. Because look, that's where the 200,000 would come from. People think there's gonna be multiple warheads coming out those coming out the warheads. Yeah, coming out the missiles.
Hey, because remember, you gotta remember what the scripture said. The Lord, the Lord said He reserved this place unto fire. The heavens and earth that are now are reserved unto fire. Right?
This is on Wikipedia. MERV warheads. All right, now MERV stands for maneuverable reentry vehicle.
Oh, that's yeah.
It says MERV, M-A-R-V or M-A-R-V, is a type of ballistic missile whose warhead is capable of autonomously tracking ground targets. It often requires some terminal active homing guide, like pursuing, they basically get like different tools.
Yeah, brother,
that's so heavy, man.
That's that fire, brother. That's the end. They're gonna use those, and they're gonna bring that fire. Read over. 2 Peter.
All right, back at 2 Peter 3 and verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. Keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
Remember I mentioned, pointed out how long Noah lived? He lived 600 years. He was 600 years old when the flood came. But he lived to be about 900 and something. I forget the exact number. All right? He almost lived. He lived about 950. I'll say 950 because the oldest man was 969. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as it went. You see, yeah, Methuselah. Now, a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. So this shows us that the Lord shortened the time frame. The Lord shortened the time frame that these things will come to pass. Get the umbrella real quick.
Verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Right, and that's why it's so important. The scripture say, you get that scripture where it says, the time is short. The time is short, therefore watch. I'm not saying it right at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it no justice. Redeem the time, because going into
redeem the time for
how
times of evil. Okay, gotcha.
How the Lord is really shortening this thing up. You know what I'm saying? He's about to bring the harshest judgment on earth that the earth has ever had, man. You know?
Verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
See that, man? And what's going to cause that great noise? The missiles, of different kinds of missiles, the ICBMs, the MERVs, and all the other ones that they got and them developed over the years. All right,
and it reads.
Yeah, no, I was just amazed to see the MERV.
Woo!
Oh, this shit broke.
That's shit.
Yo.
God damn.
Hey, brother, Prince of Power.
Stop. Be a stop.
reminds me of the scripture.